Muses of Mythology is a spoiler-heavy podcast.
That's an understatement.
We're going to discuss not just the events of this book, but the Rhineverse as a whole, and really anything that we feel is relevant. You can find full spoiler warnings in the show notes.
She's wife of Geb. The Ra deemed her... It's there.
Oh, you got this.
She's wife of Geb. The Ra deemed...
Don't step on him!
Oh, you seem fine.
Over and fully just put his paw on Taco and step down as he's walking over him.
He's fine.
Welcome to Muses of Mythology, a podcast where we explore how ancient myths become part of modern pop culture through the lens of Rick Riordan's The Kane Chronicles. This is Story 112. Geb, Tefnut, Shu, and Newt. I'm your host and podcasting muse, Darien Smartt. Joining me is my co-host and brother, DJ.
How's everybody doing today? Been playing a lot of Borderlands.
I want to tell you
4
all, I've
still.
been playing a lot of Hades too. It's
Congratulations.
great.
Darren's got something to talk about. Hey. You know, I don't think you had to cut me off for that.
I did because it's funnier that way. That's the joke.
I think you could have been like, oh, hey, neat. I've been playing a lot of Hades too.
No. I commit to the way I delivered the joke.
Fair enough.
Are you enjoying your time with Borderlands?
I am. Finally got Vex to level 50.
Nice.
So I got her upgraded ride. I say upgraded. It's not upgraded at all. It's just a cosmetic.
Oh, okay, but it's the cosmetic
looks
you were
cooler.
going for. Yeah.
Got that. Almost done with the story. The story's been long.
Wow.
Compared to other Borderlands games, the story's felt long.
Nice.
Very stoked to finish it up. Very excited to kill the Timekeeper. Fuck that guy.
Excellent. Well, I would love to tell you all about my Hades 2 experience so far, but let's muse around the garden first.
Okay.
DJ, it's October.
That it is.
It's spooky month.
Yes.
And DJ, few things are scarier than illiteracy.
Very true.
And that's not a joke. Actually, it is truly
It's a problem.
the rates of illiteracy in the United States are terrifying and completely something we can resolve.
Absolutely.
Not like us, like you
No,
and me
no,
here.
no.
Like as
But
a
we're gonna try to-
society,
we're gonna try to
help.
contribute.
Yeah, we're gonna try to help today because this month. Hey, if you don't know and this is your first time listening to The Garden, thank you so much for not skipping 6 times.
Yeah.
Every month, we donate $1 for every patron we have over on Patreon to some organization working to create a net positive in the world. And this month, we are donating to Learning Lab, which is a nonprofit here in Boise, Idaho.
Their goal is to provide personalized education and literacy training for disadvantaged children and adults, thereby breaking the cycle of poverty and illiteracy. What a wonderful goal.
It's so having a not even like high reading level, but just like confident reading level is so important to navigating the world and being able to like empower
Being
yourself.
able to hold
and
on
your
to
family.
multiple ideas at once in your mind, it's a huge bonus.
It's very good. So, the Learning Lab helps enhance the educational outcomes and life opportunities for hundreds of Boise residents annually, which is great.
We currently got 9 patrons, so we're going to top it up to $20.
Just a crisp.
A nice crisp 20.
No, we've done this. Who was the president?
Jackson. Jackson's on the 20.
Andrew Jackson. Yeah. Okay. We're good. Awesome. Yep.
Jackson's on the 20 because there was that bit about maybe getting him off the 20.
Oh, yeah. We should really get him off the 20. Like,
Not a great one.
nah.
I like Ulysses.
Not like Ulysses. He can stay.
Big fan of Ulysses.
Mhm.
Love Franklin. Huge
Yep.
fan of that guy. Not
Yeah,
even a president.
Not even a president.
He's
Hamilton,
the GOAT,
he can
though,
stay.
dude. Hamilton can stay 100%.
That's so funny. They're founding fathers, so of course they can stay. But like, I can't get into money right now. We're going to give $20 to the Learning Lab. If you want to learn more about them, link is in the show notes. If you have organizations in your area that you would want us to look into supporting, absolutely hit us up on Instagram, shoot us an email, leave a comment on Spotify. We'd absolutely love to hyper-focus the impact of Muses to places where our listeners are also at.
Yes, we'd love to see you there.
Thank you so much to all of our patrons who make these donations possible. And now, back to the show. DJ,
We're doing a little bit of a roundup.
we
Seems
are.
like.
We
Just
are
a little roundup. Just a tiny roundup.
A little of four deity roundup. I'm calling this episode the Earth, the Sky, and everything in between.
Great.
Everything.
Quote unquote.
But yeah, because the deities in question are very deeply linked to one another.
And there's not that much to
There's
them.
not that much about them. I think maybe one could have filled a full but shorter sized episode. But I liked the idea of combining them because it felt...
It's a little Venn diagram-ish.
Yeah, it felt Venn diagram-ish. And I thought of the title and I liked that very much. And I felt like it was the best way to convey them because in any other episode, any episode about just one of these deities, we're going to talk about all three of them and cover most everything there is to talk about, a good half of them in the other episodes. So I'm just going to make it a designated episode for this unit. So DJ,
Yes.
I would like to start from the earth and we'll follow the path of the pharaohs after they have passed on to the heavens.
Great.
What do you know about Geb?
Geb misses Newt a lot. He's the earth god.
He is Mrs. Newt.
He's the earth god.
Uh-huh.
He was helpful, right? Yes.
Well, kind of helpful.
He wasn't adversarial.
No. He did try to help Sadie. It's just the thing she asked for, he's like, can't do that. Ooh, can't do that either. Oh, can't do that. How about I just tell you the piece of helpful information that I kind of wanted you to ask for?
He's like, listen, I could probably do all those things. I don't want to.
Well, the first thing was like, can you save my dad? Oh, I can't do that. Well, can you stop Set? I can't do that either. Could not intervene with my children. But I can give you a hint of where you need to go. It just so happens to be where Zia. Yeah, Zia has just told Carter where he needs to go. But now this whole double cement that you can trust her and you got to go there. It's like, okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
Sadie got a god wish and gotten like nothing out of it. That's Geb. He's an earth deity.
Big fan of Geb.
Yeah.
I like him as an earth deity.
So Geb is most commonly depicted anthropomorphically, meaning as a dude. A man, sometimes with green skin and just covered with vegetation, usually reclining on his side, propped up on his arm, positioned beneath the personified sky of Newt. And sometimes his dick will just be full on out and pointed up at his wife.
Let's go.
Because subtlety and
that's,
symbolism
those are the
is not
mountains.
a thing. In the tomb of Ramses VI, Geb is depicted as a man with the head of a hare. And this may have something to do with hares and fertility in Egypt, but I could not find a reliable source to expound on this. So I'm mentioning it because it was in Richard A. Wilkinson's Complete Guide to Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt. I'm going to move on. Another thing that he stated is that occasionally Geb would be depicted as a goose, or a man with the head of a goose, as a goose is associated with creation. But as I was doing additional research on Geb, I found that this is actually an area of contention. So, apparently, most scholars considered Egyptologists consider this theory to be wildly incorrect. And based on an erroneous conflation of the divine name Geb and the common name for the white front goose, which is also the hieroglyphs are GB. And because there's no vowels. And it's like, okay, well, the name of the goose and the name of the god are the same. Like, maybe this is the same. It's like, maybe, but it's the idea that the goose is supposed to represent creation, and that's being attributed to Geb. That is the thing that's specifically in question. Because there is an Egyptian myth of creation that does involve a goose and an egg and things like that. But this creature is called the Gengenwer, which means great honker, and is always depicted as a Nile goose, also called the fox goose or Egyptian goose.
Well, who's the goose-headed man?
We think it's still Geb. It's just the creation goose is not the white-fronted goose.
Okay.
These are two different goose.
All right.
So I wanted to mention that because listen, anytime I'm doing casual research and I come across some sort of controversy, like a chill controversy and not like a bummer controversy, like a goose controversy,
Man,
delightful.
I wish SMITE did an anthropomorphic version of Geb. He's a big rock guy. He's really cool, don't get me wrong. But to have Goosehead, that'd be really fun.
Goosehead would be so fun. Oh my gosh. The great honker, which would be incorrect, but very funny, as we just discussed. So,
Hey, it's still a chance. Maybe we get the great honker from just another god.
That'd be great. You can conflate him with Ra, I bet. As a creation deity.
Maybe.
So, Geb is the son of Tefnut and Shu, also making him the grandson of the creator deity Aten-Ra. He is the earth itself, a vitally important primeval deity. Earthquakes were said to be the result of his laughter. Grain sprouted from his ribs and vegetation grew from his back. That's why he's lying on his side. Because, you got to be able to get to both the grain and the vegetation. All fresh waters sprang from Geb, and Hapi, the god of the Nile flooding, was said to be a friend of Geb. In times of barren field and poor crops, it was said that Geb was withholding his blessings.
Hell yeah.
Not hell yeah, that's bad.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention fully.
You just heard blessings.
I heard Geb holding his blessings. I'm like, let's go.
Withholding.
Okay.
Because it's not about...
Not good.
Not good.
You guys aren't doing Mott right then.
No, yeah, you know what? And it's probably because someone's not doing Mott right.
Probably because the Pharaoh's not doing Mott right.
The Pharaoh's not doing Mott right, and someone's got to deal with it. We're probably in an intermediate period. Mott's not being done right. Okay, so Geb is also one of the most mentioned gods in the pyramid texts, which indicates his importance in the afterlife in addition to like the world of the living.
Yeah.
Right, because I think it'd be easy to assume an earth deity associated with like fertility and life and crops would be distinct and separate from afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that you would find like Demeter in the hymn to Demeter in the story of Persephone is like diametrically opposed to Hades, who represents the afterlife in the other world, because he takes her daughter, right? But that's not the case here, because the Egyptians we
buried their dead,
right? Well, mummified. Very specifically, they're dead, especially their pharaohs.
Yeah, but
weren't buried in the earth.
Oh, they did. Okay,
because they're in the temples and the tombs.
Yeah, that's right.
Which are not buried.
Well, they get buried.
They eventually get buried. And actually, that's something that is said. In the pyramid text, it is said the deceased king will not enter into Geb or sleep within his house. The key goes up to the heavens, not into Geb, the earth. So after Ra retires from the throne, it's actually kind of unclear who takes his place, mythologically speaking. Sometimes there are sources that say it's Shu, but sometimes it seems like Geb was perhaps the pharaoh before Osiris.
Yep.
But eventually one of them gives up the place and Osiris does take over.
Yes.
And then following Set's betrayal and Horus's challenges, Geb is also depicted in both the pyramid texts and in the contendings of Horus and Set as one of the judges determining who is the rightful heir. And Geb is usually shown supporting Horus, kind of demonstrating his connection to kingships. Egyptian kings were sometimes called the heir of Geb.
Ooh.
And that circles back to the thing we talked about of like Horus and Osiris and the direct lineage to the creator god. Geb's name was often invoked in healing spells, especially those involving scorpion stings.
Okay.
Which is interesting because I was like, I bet also like Isis's is too, because there's a whole story about Horus being stung by a scorpion when he's a child.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine just like a guy being like, yeah, this is from the earth, bro. It's healing you. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. The swelling's not bad.
No. The opposite. If you were stung by a scorpion, a healing spell evoking Geb's name was believed to help.
Bro, Geb totally wants you to suck the poison out of my penis, bro. Oh,
DJ, what the fuck?
It's Geb, dude. It's Geb's healing spell. Oh, bro, please.
I want to leave this section, but I have two more things I wanted to mention, and one is thematically necessary for the through line I'm going to pull from the end of the episode, so I do have to continue on here, and I can't just leave. Archaeologists, but I'm going to say this in the most neutral tone. Archaeologists have uncovered a text that describes Osiris calling Geb to restrain malicious spirits believed to cause colds and fevers. Which I thought was pretty cool until this moment. Now I'm kind of bummed out. It's DJ's fault. And then there's a story about Geb pursuing his own mother, Tefnut, after his father separates him from Geb's wife, Nut, like as revenge. And like, yeah, there's a lot of incest going on. But it's like...
Who knew that the earth had an Oedipus complex?
Right? Or like, I guess Oedipus had an earth complex?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of like incest in Egypt. That was like a thing. Their gods and then their leaders. But like, it didn't go in that direction. Really.
Typically.
That is not
It was more
typically.
lateral. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
horizontal
It was
expansion,
like a
vertical
horizontal, not
expansion.
vertical.
Yeah.
Interesting note, this tale of Geb pursuing Tefnut doesn't appear before the 30th dynasty, which means it's almost certainly a Greek invention, and the Greeks identified Geb, the father of these great deities, with Kronos.
There we go. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
All right.
Greeks are little freaks.
Yeah. Yep. No notes. Facts. All right. Let's go one step up from the earth and let's talk about Tefnut.
Tefnut.
DJ, what do you remember about Tefnut from the King Chronicles?
I remember the name, but I don't remember who it is.
Okay. Do I take a crack? Do you want to guess?
Geb's mom.
It's Geb's mom. You got it right.
There it is.
Yeah. I mean, I did say it
You
just
did say it
now.
earlier. Yeah, that's why I pulled it.
Good job.
She just said this name.
Good job. I'm glad you're listening. So it's okay, DJ. You don't remember her clearly because she doesn't appear in the books.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Does it?
I mean, did we really need to talk to Geb's mom for this quest?
Not for this quest, but Shu shows up.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Now,
yeah, but she's a bastard.
he is in fact a bastard. So we got some iconography. So Tefnut is often depicted as a lion-headed goddess wearing either the solar disk, a long wig, or the Uranus, which I had to look up because I wasn't familiar with this. It's that rearing cobra symbol that you see on Egyptian like artifacts and things like that. The cobra with its like frill
Cobra Kai
out
never die.
and like pulled up. Like that is specifically called the Uranus.
Nice.
And it's a symbol of dignity and royalty.
Yeah, makes sense.
She was also known to be depicted as a lion-headed serpent or as a dual-headed design with her husband and her brother Shu. Remember, these are both children of Atun-Ra.
Yeah.
She had a major cult in Leonopolis, which is today Tel Makdam. I'm so sorry. Where she and Shu were worshipped as lions. This reflected actually one of her many origins in this particular narrative where Atun created her and Shu in the form of two lion cubs.
Nice.
But their origins typically state that Atum creates them from his own bodily fluids, and Tefnut is most commonly from his spit.
Okay.
And this might actually offer insight into the origin of her name.
What does Tefnut mean?
Well, there's actually no established etymology for the name Tefnut, but scholars have theorized that the name may be an, quote, onomatopoetic representation of the sound of spitting, as the hieroglyph for her name is a pair of lips.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We're probably saying her name wrong.
Probably.
So now, yes, I did just like poke at Rick Riordan for not including Tefnut in the King Chronicles, but maybe that's unfair. As of the four deities we are discussing in this episode, Tefnut's function is the least understood by modern scholars.
I don't know. You could just fucking whole cloth make her a river goddess. Who gives a fuck anyway?
Well, yeah. DJ, why do you keep jumping on my jokes?
Because we've been doing this shit for 5 years, Darien.
Yeah, we're kind of on the same wavelength. So now, to be clear, she is associated with moisture, and kind of like the concept of moisture of the lower atmosphere.
Well, she spit.
The Primitive texts describe her as holding up Geb in her arms, which puts her closer to the earth than the sky. The same text also describes her creating pure water for the deceased king from her vagina. I couldn't figure out why or what the water was for, and I did try. I didn't try that hard, I'll admit. And now, despite this, Tefnut, like Nephthys, was not a water goddess, not a river goddess. Her associating with moisture is not the same as the connection to the Nile or its life-giving flooding. Rather, she's connected with more moisture of rain or dew, water that seems to come from the air itself.
Okay. Tefnua, spit on that thing.
I'll give you that one. You can have that one.
was kind of cooking for a little bit, trying to figure out how to do a joke.
Yeah, you know what?
Hey, there was a couple others. I'm like, I can't do that one after the Geb one I just made earlier.
No, but I'll give you that one. It's at least in line with the conversation. All right, so another element of little understanding but of great interest is Tefnut depicted as a lioness, or with the head of a lion. This distinct characteristic actually puts her in the ranks of Skemet and Bast as an Eye of Ra.
Ooh.
Essentially one of his warrior vengeance kind of goddesses, right? We'll get much more into that when we go to those goddesses specifically, but a later dynasty papyrus records an account where Tefnut got in an argument with Ra of Aten Ra. In her rage, she took to her lion form and just rampaged across Nubia. And only Tot was able to persuade her to come home. Now, I found this in the story a couple places, including on her Wikipedia page, which cites a variation of the tale that states she was jealous of her grandchildren's higher worship. Then it was only after receiving the title Honorable from Tot did she return from Nubia. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, where is that coming from? And there was a citation for the myth, because Wikipedia, lots of citations. So I highlight the citation, and it's from Richard H. Wilkinson's The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt,
It's
page
in your book.
183. The exact text I had opened on my knee while I was scanning the Wikipedia. And hey, that's not what the page says.
Oh,
the page
shit.
says the variation I told you, where she and Ra got into it, she skipped town, Tot brings her back. There's no mention of why she did
Where
that.
the fuck did this,
Where are you getting
Where did
that?
this come from?
Where was it? An older version? I don't know. It'd be weird if it was like, oh,
Just
it's another
somebody, like,
edition that
straight
just
up.
happened to be the exact same page.
Just-
I find that unlikely.
It's just somebody editing.
Somebody
places.
like combined.
And
It's
just-
like, yeah,
No, just editing pages. Like, yeah, this is a funny story. Oh, and this is a. Oh, I see that this like fact up here was cited by this. I'm just going to cite the same thing.
right. It's like, yeah, it's Egyptologist, but this thing is
No
like,
one's
hey,
actually going to go check.
me with the book, literally. And yeah, sometimes I'm like, I'm out of luck. I try to like verify sources if I can find the ebook digitally, but very rarely do I have access to literally the text.
That's so
to
funny.
be like, that's not what it says in the source you're citing.
That's really funny.
And I was like, oh, maybe, because I saw the page number and I'm like, and I just read the passage in Tefnut's section. I'm like, oh, maybe that's like, maybe in Tot's section.
Yeah.
It'll say, nope, it had the page
just
number.
nowhere.
And I'm
It's
like,
just nowhere.
no. Okay. That's all we have on Tefnut. Again, not a lot about her. She's kind of
Yeah.
the one that definitely, I was like, she can't have her own episode. There's nothing going on
There's
here.
nothing here.
She wasn't even in the book. So like technically she shouldn't get an episode.
Technically, she should be in the roundup.
But no, because the roundups where we only put ones that don't have enough to be a full episode.
That's right. Yeah.
She got mentioned but didn't appear, which is another rule we have. Just getting name dropped isn't a reason to appear. But like, it felt weird not to have her. Anyway, that's why I combined them. This just made sense to me. Now we're going up a little higher to Shu. DJ, what do you remember about Shu?
Not a lot. I'll be real with you.
Okay.
Tefnut's brother and husband.
Yep. Good job.
Geb's dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember
Uh,
his like primary function in mythology?
no.
Okay. I'll get to it then. So, Shu, known to be depicted as a lion,
Great.
but most commonly in the form of a man, wearing at least one, but no more than 4 ostrich feathers, which is one of the hieroglyphs in his name. When he's depicted, he's usually holding up Nut, separating her from Geb.
Mm-hmm.
And there are very few 3-dimensional representations of Shu, but the ones that we have do show him kneeling with the sun disk over his head.
Ooh.
Which is pretty neat. So, like I said, there are many variations.
Atlas
of
holding the sky.
the Greeks heavily associated with Shu with their god Atlas. Now, there are many variations of the myth of, the birth of Shu and Tefnut. Because again, like they were the first things formed by the solar god.
I like to imagine the Greeks being like, the earth fucking the sky? That's crazy.
Except it's not.
No. Well, because it's like fucking is the action of penetration.
Oh.
When I say like, I was fucked by my friend, or I fucked my friend, like what's...
Okay.
Like, no, it's the sky fucking the earth, obviously.
DJ, you don't know. It's a very insightful observation you've just made there. We'll put a pin in it and circle back later. Will you stop getting ahead of me?
I just think it's funny.
Okay, here's some more things. So, Shu, Tefnut, almost always made of spit. Shu is sometimes mucus or semen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's typically.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the etymology of Shu's name is said to mean emptiness or he who rises up, which makes sense because he's associated with like the air and the wind.
Yeah. The space between earth and sky.
Yeah, exactly that. The pyramid texts describe a deceased king as, quote, being purified in the lakes of Shu, and we assume this to mean mist or fog, as well as climbing to the heavens on the bones of Shu, which we take to mean clouds.
Yeah.
In the Old Kingdom, Shu was also associated with light, indicating that the ancient Egyptians possibly viewed light as an element of the air itself.
That would make sense. Yeah, I get that.
In the later Dianistic period, Shu became connected with more like cosmic influence as the god of the very air living things breathe. This mundane but vital influence led to Shu being incorporated into a lot of everyday religious prayers for protection and positivity. Well, positive spells, like spells for good things, not curses, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. A tale recorded during the Ptolemaic era tells of Shu ruling as a pharaoh until he became weak and tired before ascending to the sky along Ra, which just feels like a rehash, but okay. He and Tefnut were the parents of Nut and Gub, the sky and the land, and as you've already mentioned, it is, well, not mentioned, this is the thing he's most known for. It's for Shu is responsible for keeping Nut and Geb apart. But the inciting incident is a matter of debate. Richard H. Wilkinson shares a story where Geb becomes angry with Nut after she swallows the constellations, essentially eating their children. And that is when Shu steps in and separates the quarreling lovers. Other accounts state that Shu had to part Nut and Geb because they would not stop having sex.
Killing everybody because they're just slamming together.
Literally, no physical life could form between them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like there was just nothing else but...
There's no room.
There was nothing else but Atum Ra, Shu, Tefnut.
We're the only guys that can actually like withstand the pressure of this.
Yes, because they were like above and beyond it.
Yeah.
So were it not for Shu physically keeping them apart, nothing could exist. Also communicating, this god was viewed as having a vital role in the existence and persistence of life itself. Makes sense. Air is kind of important.
Yeah.
When you can't breathe it, bad things tend to happen pretty quickly. And now we've reached the sky. Nut. Now, I'll be honest. Nut is the one that probably could have had her own episode.
Yeah, I believe that.
There's enough, again, like a 40-minute episode, but enough to be your own episode. There's a lot of pieces and a lot of facets. And since I was, combining these figures together, I'm not going to do everything I could have done in a new episode, but I stand by this connection. I like it. So,
yeah.
DJ, what do you remember about Nut?
She's the sky goddess.
Mm-hmm.
She helps. I was about to say Hazel. Sadie.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot remember how she particularly helps Sadie. I know she...
How does she help Sadie?
Guides Sadie in the direction of Geb with a note to give to Geb.
Yeah. I don't know if Nut helps her. I think she just gives Sadie a quest.
Huh?
And then they go find Geb. Wait, Hold on. This is important. Give me a second.
Maybe it's to point them in the direction of Geb because Geb will help them.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That sounds right. Oh, her design in the graphic novel is super cute. I'm looking at it right now. I haven't seen it before. I don't want the history. I want...
Her design of SMITE is really fun.
Ooh, hold on. Don't jump. Stop jumping ahead. So she, I think, is one of the first gods that is like, hey, we need to get the House of Life and the gods working together again. And sets a big problem. So, you know what? She tells her, yeah, she does help. She tells her to go visit Tote and gives her first class tickets to Memphis.
That's what it is. And a note to Geb.
Yeah. And a note, and then she gives her a note to Geb too.
They give it to my love. I miss him. We've been separate for millions of years.
Yeah. And it's a cute, like, star constellation of her face that Geb gets to see. And then Shu like viciously rips apart.
Bastard.
Yeah. And then
Fuck this guy, dude.
when we see Shu, it's when he shows up at the school dance that Anubis is at.
Oh, yeah.
Because he talks to Sadie there. And he's like, I've kept these two separated forever. I can keep you two separate. And it's like a very specific, like, overzealous chaperone vibe.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. And
Fuck that guy.
yeah. And it's like, that's a take. That is a take where it's more like, hey, my job is to make sure life can form. But you really can't say it's because these two figures be fucking too much in your kid's book. So we just don't want them smooching. And I'm going to be an overzealous chaperone at a school dance.
Mm-hmm.
So Newt is most often depicted as a naked woman with her body covered in stars.
Yeah.
She's also sometimes depicted as a cow, a sow, female pig.
Sow.
We're going to turn this sow's ear into a silk purse. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yep, sow's ear.
Like, because S-O-W is a different word completely.
Yes, yep. Okay, and sometimes she's a woman with a pot of water on her head. And this pot of water is part of her hieroglyph for her name, which meant, like, as a whole, the sky.
Mm-hmm.
She was the sky. So she's the personification of the sky, but also the vault of heaven. And DJ, are you familiar with this term and like
No.
what that signifies? I've heard of it, but I didn't really understand it, so I do a little bit of digging. And it's an ancient term that encompasses all of the heavenly bodies.
Oh.
In more of, I think, a three-dimensional context, whereas I feel like you say sky, and that's kind of like the sky. It's flat. It's just that layer, and then the stars and the stars are constellations, planets are like the sun. Those things are behind the sky, but not part of it. Whereas I think the vault of heaven means all of it. Kind of, I think is what that distinction is.
Okay.
Scholars have theorized that Newt might not have been just the empty sky itself, but the Milky Way.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
A spell in the Book of the Dead references a band of stars across the night sky, and then the very next spell invokes Newt. In 1992, astronomer Ronald A. Wells claimed that the night sky over ancient Egypt would have looked like a human figure, with arms and legs outstretched to the heavens.
That makes sense.
However, a study published last year in the Journal of Astronomical History and
It's like, no,
Heritage.
those fuckers are those guys are lying, bro. What the heck? What are they talking about? A person in the sky?
Astrophysicist Orr Gower argued that the whole sky wasn't a one-to-one map of her body, but a figurative association. Now, DJ, you may be asking, hey, why is an astrophysicist sending time on an Egyptian goddess? Like, we are, but...
Well, because Neil deGrasse Tyson got mad that the stars weren't right in
Titanic? Yeah, and James Cameron did change that, and then continued to depict one of the cowards who disguises himself to get off the ship as such, named after a real living figure who actually died helping people get off the ship and has a statue in his hometown. Yeah, that's like, hey, James, Jamie, what the fuck, man?
just like looking up like, all right, what's like names of like people from the Titanic? Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna use this name. Not even looking into the story.
Yeah, right. And it's like there were tons of people. It's also like, don't,
bro, this is also wasn't this like the most like historically accurate like Titanic depiction ever?
Tried to be with certain things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Outstanding.
This is super cute. So the reason he was spending time, like, why? How do you even get in touch with this? What's up? Well, he went to the Fitzwilliam Museum at the University of Cambridge with his daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and the girls were really into the images of Newt. And so he decided to just learn more. He's like, "Oh, my girls are super into this. This is really cool." Like, and he's an astrophysicist, right? Like, stars in the sky.
Stars
He's like,
is his
that's
thing.
That's his thing. He's like, "Oh, goddess of the sky. Like, that's from ancient Egypt. That's cool." So he was like, did more research and found these other journals, and that's where he learned about Wells's theory. And he's like, "I disagree with this.
He's like, I don't think so.
I don't think her body is like fixed points of the celestial sky. Like, and so he did his own research, and then involved like getting like images of like what like the sky over Egypt would have looked like, and also throughout the whole year, and like the path of the sun during the winter eclipse 5,000 years ago and stuff like that. And he came to the conclusion that It's not that she had like her arms and legs fixed at points on the horizon, but that because the Milky Way as a whole obviously moves throughout the year, like the stars, they're in different places, right?
Yeah.
It was more likely that they viewed the sky as parts of her body being
As
visible
being
at certain
alive.
times, rather than the goddess pinned in a place spinning wholly overhead.
Yeah.
To quote Gar, these different representations highlight specific attributes of the goddess. You can think of the Milky Way as a spotlight shining upon the sky and illuminating parts of her body.
Hell yeah.
And that was really cool. And I was delighted by...
That's really fun.
Yeah.
Just a fun little niche thing.
And it came out last year. If we had done Egypt before...
We would have missed it.
Norse, we would have missed it. Yeah. So we don't know what the Egyptians imagined when they looked up at the Milky Way. But we do know that they believed that the stars traveled through Nut's body during the daylight hours, being reborn at dusk. Likewise, the sun was swallowed by Nut at sunset, traveling through her body overnight and springing from her womb at dawn. For this reason, the goddess is heavily associated with afterlife and resurrection. She appears throughout the pyramid texts, and her image often adorns the inside lid of coffins and sarcophagus, playing an important role in the resurrection of the deceased king.
Nice.
Now, you mentioned this earlier. What we're showing in this episode, there are a number of sources that note the unusual nature of a sky mother and an earth god, or earth father, because as you mentioned, it's usually the opposite.
Yeah.
And most of these sources just seem content to be like, this is atypical in ancient polytheistic belief systems.
Anyway.
And then they just move on from it. And don't dig into like what it says about Egyptian culture or cite any journals that like explored what that means about Egyptian culture. And as these notes are already quite long, I will be doing the same thing. We're going to note it and move past it.
Interesting.
As I said, I'm not going to cover everything that a solo Newt episode would have covered. Maybe that. But also, I was like, I don't even know how to find that.
We know where to start.
How do I even start? I got to keep going. These notes
Significance
are
of an earth goddess, maybe? That's probably the
sky
start.
Goddess? Yeah.
Well, you start with significance of an earth goddess.
Well, like that's like the mother, the concept of
fertility.
The mother is like fertility and life and reproduction and stuff. And the sky is like the father, the head of the family, the kingship, patriarchy, kind of things like that.
Looking over
like,
everybody.
Yeah, right. And then like, what does it say about ancient Egypt that these things are reversed, but they still have like their solar deity? I can't. I couldn't. I can't. It's too much. Now, last but not least, Nut is the mother. Nut and Geb are the parents of Isis, Osiris, Set, and Nephthys. And with the covering of Nut, we have discussed all of the gods of the Heliopolis Aeneid.
Nice.
Do you remember who those are?
That is like Ra all the way down through Horus.
TJ, what if I told you it's not Horus? Now you are thinking correctly, because that is what is set up by Rick Riordan.
Then is it all the way through like the Set and 4?
Yeah.
Or 5?
So it's
4.
It's
the 4.
Ra, Geb, Nut, Shu, Tefnut, Isis, Osiris, Set, and Nephthys.
Yeah.
9. The Great Aeneid. Aeneid means 9.
Yeah.
And you may be like, hey, what about Horus? Because remember, in the thing, we talk about how sometimes it's also Horus is their sibling, but also
most
this.
of the time
and where's the gambling of the moon? Hey, DJ.
What's up?
Remember how I told you that myth about Geb going after his mom earlier? Or if you
Greek stuff.
Yeah, if you episode we're talking about Set bringing the golden box to Osiris's party.
Greek stuff.
Greek stuff. We get this tale of Isis, of Nut gambling for moonlight from Plutarch and his story about Isis and Osiris.
It's a fucking sweet story.
It's a cool story. It's a cool story. Like
she's gambling for 5 extra days to give birth. That's awesome. Come on.
So Nut is identified as Rhea, who consorts with Saturn, but is cursed by Helios, then aided by Mercury, who's the one that actually gambles with the moon titaness Selene. I will get into this story more when we talk about Khonshu, the like moon deity.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
I
obviously have to make space for Moon Knight for that episode.
Yeah.
But
still gotta watch it.
when you made a joke last time, it was like, oh, you're saying you're gonna do all 4, but you'll find there's too much. And I was like, no, I've hit up these pages a lot. I specifically hit up Newt's page a lot because when I was doing, Isis and Set and Nephthys and Osiris and Horus, I kept doubling back to her to like digging more into her to be like, well, what's the relationship with these other gods? Looking for the Horus thing because it's not mentioned or it's mentioned so infrequently that I was like, what is this? And it is and you may have also mentioned I didn't bring it up in the Horus episode. I was saving it for now.
That's
the
funny.
Prestige. Sometimes it is cited, the Horus, because we talked about how there's the Horus the Elder and Horus the Younger, and maybe these were 2 different deities that were eventually like consolidated into one. Then to circle that square, we have how do you have like Osiris and Isis being Horus's parents and also sometimes their sibling through Nut and Geb? And it's like, well, the way that's explained in the myths when that does happen is that, no, it's both. But Isis and Osiris were already married before Nut gave birth to them and had given birth to Horus. So that's how that works. But again, that story is Greek. It is, we don't have records of it from the pre-Ptolemaic era.
Mm-hmm.
And so it begs the question, is it Egyptian mythology? Because
why not?
Well, I mean, there's when we talked about the Greek gods, brought up Ovid and Roman poets a lot, whose stories were so influential that
we believe them to be.
We've just combined them.
That's it.
But a noteworthy one is the story of Medusa being cursed by Athena. That is a holy. We only have that from Roman texts. And it is Minerva, suggesting that would it be inaccurate to do an Athena take in which, if you're doing Athena and Greek.
Yeah, but Minerva's not really Athena.
Exactly. There's the other thing. So I did find it interesting that the most foundational way Rick Riordan presents the pharaohs and their descendants act as the eye of the gods, and that is how the gods relive different stories because they have to function, and that is why we have all these tales of them as different versions. And the biggest thing he cites for that is essentially the Aeneid and sometimes Horus. And sometimes why, but not. Sometimes he's their sibling, sometimes he's their child. Here's this big story. But that tale
is Greek.
Is possibly, because there's some conjecture that maybe Plutarch was recording older Egyptian stories as he knew them through his own lens. But again, based on my understanding, we not found an Egyptian source that presents this tale in this way. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just as I think it's a minor thesis of the podcast is like considering how you adapt myths, how ancient myths remain part of modern pop culture. And in the very silly lip sync reels I do for Instagram and YouTube, some people get really kind of pissed with my interpretations of specifically the goddesses. Aphrodite being a girl's girl, supportive of other women and not wanting them to be in abusive relationships, right? And I will often get a lot of people being like, well, here's all the times Aphrodite sucked. And I'm like, absolutely. I'm not saying this is the fact of classical Aphrodite. I'm saying
I'm having fun.
I'm going to adapt it. Maybe I'm going to think about where that source comes from and how it's...
Yeah, and Luke Skywalker didn't have sex with Han Solo, but that doesn't stop me from writing about it.
Yeah, like I do what I fucking want, but
like,
also...
who cares?
In this context, it's like, well, yeah, but those stories are written by men who hated women and couldn't imagine powerful women supporting each other. So maybe I'm going to let Aphrodite be confident and supportive, as is every woman's right to be confident in herself and supportive of women around her, right? Like... It's also about how, so adapting isn't just like taking everything one for one, but it's like what we choose to take.
Says a lot about us.
A lot about us and what kind of story we want to tell. And it's like, hey, Rick Riordan would know this story is coming from Plutarch, like would know that distinction. And was it because he had this interesting idea for wanting to do
He doesn't expand on it though. That's the problem.
And there's that. You're right. right. Maybe it wouldn't be so weird if it was like,
Oh, this gripe,
the landing.
wouldn't be here if he either didn't do it at all. It just did the first. Horus is like just up there with the other 4, right? Yeah. They're all brothers and sisters, or
but he can't
stuck the landing.
The more common one is, or just don't do it.
Yeah,
or just have like sometimes the gods embody humans. Okay, cool.
And just be like, yeah, the humans just like we're just talking shit about us. It's not that's not us.
It's like, oh yeah, these stories are so long, and humans have their own way of telling it.
Yeah.
But again, it's super interesting. Like, I think he was looking for ways to very intentionally make the Egyptian story distinct from his Greek and the Greco-Roman world.
She's like, no, we always existed. We do have like these crazy powers. They treated us like gods, and these stories, they all invent. It's whole cloth.
Yeah.
No, I'm not her brother at all. No, I actually met her at like a news, like a newspaper stand in like New York. It was kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy. No, actually, the idea that none of these stories didn't happen, but the gods are shaped by the stories.
Yeah.
Like there was never an instance where this happened, but because these powerful, ethereal, primordial creatures were interacting with humanity started telling stories about them, and they were shaped into the forms.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Pocket that for never.
Oh yeah, never. That's never gonna fucking come up. It's
well, the fuck does that even mean? Who cares?
I don't know how. I don't know.
Technically, that's what he's doing with. When I say he, I mean Rick. That's what he's doing with like Apollo. No, Apollo's doing his own stories. Never mind.
Yeah, right. Apollo's just doing things. It's fine. So, and again, this is not me saying like, oh, it's bad that he did this, and I don't like keeping those stories.
It's
but like,
fun.
I just do keep going back to the Freya of it all.
The Freya of it all is pretty rough.
Like, it's like,
I think that's probably the most egregious.
The Freya one is the most egregious.
The Freya is just most egregious.
Yeah,
it's insane. The Nephthys being a water goddess, that whole cloth. You know, Zoe Nightshade never existed, so I can't complain too hard about that one.
I would never complain about Zoe Nightshade, Rixos.
No, don't. I'm not complaining about her either. I'm just saying Freya was so bad that I'm willing to excuse some other things.
See, I'm the opposite. Freya was so bad that I am harsher on other things.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, bro.
Because I'm like, I don't trust you anymore, Richard.
I'm skeptical because of Freya, but like, I'm also going to be like, I don't know. Like, yeah, Nephthys being a water goddess, insane.
That's crazy.
Very crazy.
It's not.
But it's not Freya.
It's not Freya.
It's not choosing this source for Freya.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey,
look, I'd rather him whole cloth make something up than choose an insane source for his storytelling device. I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Why the fuck not?
Fucking, like, come on, man.
And this episode and discussing like how many of these deities have deep connections to the afterlife and resurrection, as like so many important gods do, because the concept of afterlife and resurrection in the afterlife is so vital to like Egyptian cosmology, that it's even more crazy that Rick took the death, like a deity death goddess, and just took that away from her and made her a water goddess.
Literally.
It's like, what are you doing? That's she shares that. It's like how in we just did City of the Plague God for our Remyth episode, and you talked about how like all of the Mesopotamian gods were war and something else.
Yeah.
A lot of these Egyptian gods were death, afterlife, resurrection, and something else.
Because death was very important.
It's very scary, so we make it important.
Yeah.
Spooky season, hey. That's
we want to feel like people care, so the gods have to care for us.
That's don't say that. Oh, no, I can't have a crisis. Hey, talk about Smite.
Yeah, Geb and Newt are in Smite. The other two aren't. So I've already forgotten their name. No, I'm kidding. They're not important to me. I'll start with Geb since he came out first.
Ooh, okay.
Like season 1, maybe.
Ooh, old guy.
Early. Behold the rumble from the deep, for it is below rock and stone. A titan of immortal ages has awoken from fitful slumber to crush all who tread upon his realm. A lumbering giant, patient, deliberate, unmovable, he is Geb, god of earth. When a mortal's heart is weighed in the halls of Mats, Geb sits among the gods in judgment. Those burdened with guilt and regret are claimed by Geb and dragged through the earthen crust to the underworld.
Oh, shit!
Hearts free of such heaviness are taught words of power and ascend to the sky. Ah, the sky. It is but the one thing Geb longs for. In his eye, she is glorious sapphire, an unreachable object. It was not always so. Once the earth and sky were as one, Geb and Newt, goddess of the sky, locked in a lover's embrace. Ra deemed their union unfit and sent Shu, god of wind, between them. In his rage, Geb thundered and broke the earth. But for naught, Newt was now forever out of reach. Though his desire has not weathered with the ages, Geb has rested peacefully for time immemorial, nurturing mankind through bountiful harvest and stable ground for pyramids and palaces. It is the clash of gods upon his surface that stirs him. He has risen to war, though his motives are unclear. Does he fight to prevent the destruction of his realm, or will he seize the chance to shatter the wind and reunite the earth and sky? Whatever the outcome, the earth will remain.
That's pretty cool.
That's
also,
fun.
Geb, pretty cool.
Geb's design
This
is really
crazy
fun.
Earth Titan vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
He's got such a fun design. I've always loved it. He's got like this pool in his body, like a lake.
With, like,
some of the skins,
waterfalls coming off.
Yeah, some of the skins they play with a little bit. Like he's got a sandcastle skin where he's got like the head of a sphinx.
Called Life's a Beach.
Yeah, and he's got like just beach toys all over him.
Yeah.
He's got the snowman one that's got like an ice rink in that center. I'm pretty sure.
That one's I like that one. There's the grave golem where he's like
he's like a Diablo
cemetery.
Character.
Yeah.
Huge fan. They've done a very good job with his stuff.
What's his whole deal?
He's a guardian, and he just kind of he disrupts. So he's got like a little knock up. He's got a knock back that comes out of like a rolling dash, which is really fun.
Ooh.
A stun that deals damage based on the amount of health you have.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. He's cool. I like him.
He's a neat guy. He's got a shield that is so annoying because it's like a 700 to 800 health shield. Just that, like, it's up.
But, like, doesn't that feel right for the earth?
No, it sucks. And it cleanses people too, and it makes them CC immune. It's ridiculous. 700 instant health? Fuck you.
What does CC immune mean?
Crowd control.
Oh.
So crowd control is like stuns, knockups, knockbacks, slows, stuff like that. And immune is you become immune to it.
Do you ever play as Geb?
Not frequently, but I don't play game modes where I can actually choose. I play
just get
Assault.
randomized, right?
I play ARAM to people who aren't in the SMITE know. And then we got Newt, who's the other goddess. She came out in like season 9.
Whoa,
she was
long
late,
time.
Yeah. She was late. She was one of the last gods. It might have been season 10.
She's pretty.
Love her. She is actually, for the longest time, they had this announcer called the Lady of Lore.
Uh-huh.
Who was like a starry-faced, starry-skinned individual.
Uh-huh.
And so when they announced Newt, the reveal trailer was the Lady of Lore starting. It's like, no, it's time for me to step in.
That's
and it's Newt.
That's some good shit.
Dude, that whole season was pretty hype for like lore shit because we got Surt in SMITE, and it was like the very same shit. We had there was a map boss in Conquest that was the fire giant.
Tell me about this guy.
And his announcement was like, I've been killed more times than you can count. And now I'm fucking sick of it. And he steps up and he beats it's so good.
That's very good.
Newt, the goddess of the nighttime sky, is known to those who seek her protection by many names. To some, she is she who protects, for it is her task to guard against any who might interfere with the rising of the sun. To others, she is coverer of the sky, for she is the night, and her body is the stars. But to most, she is simply mistress of all, for it was said to be Newt who bore the first gods and brought them into the world. Whatever her title, Newt is a protector of innocent both in life and the afterlife. As a mother cares for her children, so too does she care for the mortals who live and thrive beneath her stars. The dead ask her to intercede on their behalf, and she nourishes them with food and drink before they make the final journey into the afterlife. She also ensures that the sun and moon make their journeys uninterrupted and that the ordered cosmos is kept safe from the sea of chaos that threatens to engulf it. She is mother of Osiris and Set, guardian of Ra. She is wife of Geb, though Ra deemed their union unfit and sent Shu, god of wind, to separate them eternally. But now that separation might be coming to an early end. The world is changing and the gods change with it. Old stories fade and new ones are written. Who is to say what the future holds for Newt? All she knows is that she is eager to find out.
I love that for her.
Yeah.
She's only got a couple skins, and they're like
She wasn't.
recolors.
She was out for like a year before they had like
It's
announced
like,
Smite
it's a
2 pretty much.
It's too new. I got
Yeah.
it. I understand. I was like, okay, I bet there's.
Yeah, she was. I think it might have been season 10, and that's the one where they're like, all right, here's the last batch of gods. Effectively, we're working on Smite 2 now.
That's cool. I love the meta narrative. I don't know if that's not the right word.
The game lore.
Right, but the game lore, but like the very clever connection with we already have this lady of lore.
Oh, dude,
who's
it's
the
awesome.
Stars,
It's so
and it's
cool.
like the stars see all. And it makes sense for her to, and like, I would love to know how long they knew that was going to be Newt, or like, because you said Geb has been there from the jump.
Geb's been there from the jump. And they've had this lady of lore for at least season 3 is I think when I first noticed her.
Yeah,
But I wasn't paying attention super deeply to like
yeah.
that
So it's
level
like
of stuff.
when they came up with the concept of the character, did they know she was Newt the whole time, and we're just waiting for when they were going to reveal that, or
I think they were.
when they decided to do Newt, they
I think
thought,
they
wouldn't
decided,
it be cool if she's been
hey,
the
we
lady
need
of lore?
yeah, I think that's it. I think it's we need to do Newt, and they looked and they're like, oh, she's like starry skinned. We just had like this whole event where we were talking about these kinds of things. During the event, they brought back the Manticore, which was a training dummy in fucking season 1 or 2.
Wow.
So like we got him, Marticarus, fuck that guy. But yeah, they brought him. So it's like, yeah, we can do this. This is awesome.
Yeah. And I like that.
Because I doubt they were saying that
Creativity.
a fire giant was Surt like the whole time.
No, right? But that is like remarkably clever.
So good.
And just it being new. And also like she hasn't been involved because she hasn't been able to be involved because
Yeah.
she has been separating her, but now she's going to jump in, and that's really cool. It's
A lot of
really
fun.
cool.
Huge
and she's
fan.
super pretty.
Super good design. Because she was released so late, it feels like they were trying some things.
Oh, okay.
She's a hunter, which is like a physical, but she plays a lot like a mage.
Okay.
In that, like, just her, like, she's very ability heavy versus like she has basic attack enhancers,
Mhm.
but most of the time, the kinds of enhancers that she has are like found on mages with that are basic attack but focused.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I felt with her, but she was fun.
I don't have literally any examples of these figures in anything else. So I'm
Yeah, I have
really
no-
glad,
I
I'm
have
really
nothing.
glad they were in Smite.
I have nothing. It's only those two in Smite too.
Yep. Which fair. I think Shu would be fun. He
The
maybe
God
be-
of Wind would be pretty
yeah.
sweet.
Do they have any like gods of winds?
Cool Khan.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. They've got gods that overlap.
They have others. I know they do.
You showed me that whole in the Ra episode. I got to see all the sun gods, and that was super cute.
Yeah, the sun
So
gods
yeah,
are great.
they aren't afraid to have characters that like
No, yeah.
overlap.
They have like a couple
domains.
of ocean gods too. Like it's not.
You have to.
Yeah,
They all
it's
are
fine.
distinct. That's really cool. I like Smite.
Smite's great.
Clarify. I like Smite's lore, and I like Smite's character designs.
She likes Smite as a descriptor.
Yes, I like the visuals.
Like the descriptions of Smite.
Yes, I like the aesthetic of Smite.
That's the word. The
Yep.
aesthetic of Smite. The gameplay.
Nah, thank you.
No.
I asked DJ if I should play Hollow Knight, and he told me I would hate it.
Yeah,
He's almost certainly right.
It's difficult. I don't know, like your experience with like Metroidvanias.
Mm-mm.
Like, the only one is that Christmas one that it plays way fucking better than that Christmas one. I'll tell you that
feel
much.
it was bad. And that's the thing is like what
Hollow
I like
Knight plays
this,
way
I like
better
this.
than that.
It's also hard, right? Like on purpose.
Well, that's Metroidvanias. They're all kind of difficult. Like that Ebenezer game is no fucking walk in the park. I stopped. I'm like, this game is bullshit. The hitbox are larger than the animations that are on the screen. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And the dodging backward, I never got used to that.
Yeah.
I played that game for like 10 hours. I never got used to it.
That was crazy. If you're wondering what we're talking about, this was one of our episodes from Muses last year.
Yeah, I played this game called Ebenezer and the Invisible World. It was like a sequel to the Christmas Carol, it was just the story was like fine, but
was great.
But man, that game as a game was bad.
The game as a game was not the most fun I've ever had.
It tried to be unique with a dodge that you like would dodge backwards.
Yeah, like you slide.
But it's not like it. I would turn away to dodge away.
And you dodge right into
them. But I dodge right into them because I'm dodging backwards.
Yeah. It was trying some things.
Whatever. It was the most I played a fucking Metroidvania, and I'm like, I could get into these kinds of games, but I just
Not this one.
No, I can't do it. Yeah.
You know what?
Picked a bad one.
I really would have loved it if it were a webcomic.
Smite?
No. I mean, yes.
Oh, Ebenezer and the
Ebenezer
Invisible
World. Yeah, I just feel like if this were like a
could have
web...
just like you could have just Googled like cutscenes.
That's what we did. That's what we finally did at the end. We just watched the cutscenes.
Yeah. Man, that shit was ass.
No,
Not a
but
good
like
game.
the plot was really compelling.
It was
some
neat.
Really
It was
fun
cool. I
stuff
was
with
excited
the
to,
concept
like,
of the Christmas Carol like
and
mytho
dude,
world.
here's the thing: designs were really dope.
Designs were really.
We
dope.
saw what Chained Ebenezer, Damned Ebenezer, I think it was.
Yes.
So fucking cool.
Listen.
Anyway.
Hey, DJ, where can they find more Musemus?
Yeah, patreon.com/Muses of Mythology. We got a ton of content over there. Got as much.
Just a shit ton.
We got just as many bonus episodes as we do main feed episodes, and
actually,
then we have Remyth, which is in the $10 tier. Bonus episodes are in the $5 tier.
Musemus is for everybody.
Musemus is for everybody.
When you include Musemus, we have more. We have
bonus so much fucking content,
and we're about to do Musemus again.
Musemus is coming up again. We are so excited this year. We got a ton of amazing things picked out.
Stop saying lies. We don't listen. We know what we're doing.
I got a couple that I still have on the list from last year.
Listen.
I bookmarked a bunch of them from my IMDb and stuff like that.
It's going to be great. It always is. We always have a great time.
I can go back on Tubi and find some of the fucking just bottom of the barrel shit you've ever seen.
It's fine. DJ.
You get to do 48 episodes of these things. You're going to be figuring it out.
Listen, we'll never run out of things to do Musemus about. We just might run out of good things to do. We might
change A Christmas Carol. We might change it to like some other very popular Christmas. Anyway.
Not what this episode is about. We need to get out of here. DJ, hey, what do you want to talk about for the next episode?
Let's do Sir Cat.
Scorpion Goddess?
Yeah.
I guess this episode did get some scorpion play. I don't want to say that like that, the way you said that. Some scorpions. Scorpion got some attention.
Darien didn't like my joke and didn't like the way that what she was about to say played off that joke.
No, it didn't. So, okay. We're getting the fuck out of this episode. We will be back in your ears on Tuesday, October 21st to talk about circuits.
Woo!
And until next time, don't be like Zeus.
Don't be like Zeus.
Muses of Mythology is created and hosted by Darien and DJ Smartt. It's edited by Darien Smartt. The show is produced by Darien and DJ Smartt, as well as
Tim O'Connor, The Crystal Conman, Nicholas Miller, Jeffrey Babbitt.
Our music is Athens Festival by Martin Hain.
And our cover is by Ran Kapoka. You can find them on Instagram or through the link in our show notes. Want more Muses of Mythology? Support the show on Patreon. Join the Patreon for free for access to outtakes and bloopers from our main feed episodes, or for $5 a month, you can enjoy our Bunker 9 bonus episodes every other week. Get more at patreon.com/Muses of Mythology.
You can also support the show by leaving a review at lovethepodcast.com/Muses of Mythology, or tell a friend why you love the show.
Don't forget to check out all of our episodes and episode transcripts at musesofmythology.com.
Thanks for listening.